Hello, and welcome to another update on ADA. I'm here on the larger time frame to take a look at the weekly chart with you guys. And what you can see here on the weekly chart is that the price is still holding below this yellow trend line. We are holding, however, above the lower boundary line of this price channel, which technically keeps the door open for higher prices. But obviously, we're getting squeezed here into a pattern where the price needs to make a decision soon. But there's still technically more room. I mean, we've been moving in this range since the beginning of the year. Yeah, I know it's frustrating. ADA hasn't really done much this year. But it shows nicely how these structures can be viewed as ranges very often. So we have a trending move and then a pullback. Trending move and a pullback. And there's typically a lower range boundary that is important and an upper range boundary. And at the moment, I mean, there are a few ways of looking at it, but for me, the 51 cent level is absolutely critical. That's an invalidation point here for the short-term bullish scenario still. We have a trend line, which definitely acts at the moment as upper range boundary, currently staying below it. The market has difficulties to push above it. I'm not calling for an immediate move up, absolutely not. It doesn't support. We don't have anything on the smaller time frame that would support that we are currently still pushing higher here. I know it's frustrating on the smaller time frame, I mean. So that means there's still technically room for some more downside here on the larger time frame in this range. You see the market has some space. We're kind of moving mid-range at the moment, you could say, and which is normally not a great spot for trading for a trading location, right? Mid-range doesn't really give you an edge normally. That's the thing. And then typically that's also where volume dies down because people are just not interested because nobody sees an edge and then it's just kind of moving sideways. So that is what we are tracking at the moment on the ADA weekly chart. Looking at the shorter time frame, let me take you to the shorter time frame. You see it, we're kind of moving in this support zone. Yeah, I mean it's great how this upper support area is currently being respected, but for me it's not only important to see support respected. I want to see a reaction. I want to see ideally an impulsive reaction to support. And when the support area is already maxed out, as the upper one is, and there is no impulsive reaction, then I doubt that a low is in, right? I doubt it, and further downside remains likely, or at least the structure remains very, very fragile and vulnerable, right? Absolutely, because this is already maxed out. So any further downside will likely drive us into the lower support area anyway. And then we talk about 71.5 cents to 74.5 cents. The question is then, does the lower support area even hold, right? I mean, that's the big if. For now, this move down, it does look corrective in nature, but it looks like a very, very complex correction that's unfolding there. What I can tell you is that as long as we are holding above the 71.5 cent level, there is some support, obviously, that we can track here on the lower time frame. Yeah. And the idea is that this here could indeed have been a B wave low in August. So that's the thesis we are working with, that a B wave low formed there in August, and then that this move up here is a wave one, and we're now in a wave two. But bear in mind, the wave one is at best an ABC structure, makes it super, super questionable. Okay, so it's not high confidence. That is very important to have that in mind. Not that, oh, Ben said it's a 1-2 setup. Yeah, well, it is potentially low confidence though, because we are dealing here with corrective structures up and down. Okay, and then when the upper support area is already, when an upper support area is already maxed out and the price has not given us any impulsive reaction, then the next low will likely send us anyway lower. So it remains fragile. We need a first break above a signal line like the 88 cent level. I'm talking about a decisive break here for an indication of a low and to get an understanding or an idea that the bulls are actually taking the lead here. At the moment, this chart hasn't really done anything in the last couple of weeks. So unfortunately, I can only tell you the levels remain unchanged. The structure is still very, very fragile. It is a structure that could easily break down on the local level. And one more low is quite likely. So unfortunately, it's a waiting game at the moment. I know it's boring. I know it's boring, but that is what these structures are sometimes like. Especially September is typically more like a flat or a weak month. So that's the update on ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, I invite you to join us on X for additional updates, chart updates, news, much more. And yeah, if you're interested, check it out. Link is in the description. And see you over there. Thanks so much. Bye bye.